if our data is very big and our data is grouped, like if you remember for that when we talk about the opacity of the children, so we grouped the data in like normal level, fat, and very high opacity. So also today we're gonna to talk if we have a group data, how we can calculate the opacity level. Sorry, how we can calculate the median, the mode, and the median, the mode, and the average, the mean. Okay. So let's go a little bit about with the slides to explain what does median, mode, and mean for the grouped data. Then we're gonna to go to Excel to show how we can calculate it. Okay, we go to the PowerPoint. Yes, this is our PPT. Oops. Close. Okay. So we finish the calculation for mean, median, and mean, median, and mode for group data. So now for ungrouped data. So now we want to go for the grouped data. This is all the quartiles which we explained. Some examples. Here is a group data. So when the amount of raw data is large, it's better presented in a table of frequency distribution. Computing measures of central tendency for group data is different from computing the raw data. The previous one which we are playing on, or we are calculating, it was what we call it raw data. It's not grouped data. So now we want to learn how we can do all of these details or all of these calculations using grouped data. Okay. So first we start with the mean, or what we call it the average. For group data, the mean for group data, each class interval is represented by the midpoint of the interval. Midpoint is highest plus lowest divided on 2. That's right. Not equal, plus. Okay, so let's go back to our slide. So for calculate the mean for group data, we have to calculate the midpoint of each interval, which means for each category. Then we calculate the mean. The mean is, here we have example. This is our example. Let me explain this example in the Excel sheet. First, this is our example. This table, it shows the years of working experience for 120 employees of Jimmy's company. If you see in this example, we have here the intervals, like each group 1, group 2, group 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see our data, how is it grouped? And here we call it, here if you notice, here is a frequency. Here is the frequencies. Here is the total number. So let's work it in our Excel sheet to see how it works. To calculate the mean of this grouped data, let me open my Excel sheet and do the calculation. So let me share the Excel sheet. Okay, so here's our example. If you see here, we have our data. Let me just change a color. Okay. So here is our data. If you notice here are the frequencies of our info of our groups, and here our groups. Here are the frequencies. So let's see how we can calculate the things. First, we have been asked to calculate the midpoint. To do our calculation or to calculate our mean, we have, based on our example, which we are based on the equation which we learned now, the mean is as follow. Just 1 minute. Let me bring you the equation to see what we have to calculate. Okay. Here is the equation. Mean is we have to take the sum of fi xi divided on the sum of the f. So what is fi xi? First, fi is the number of the employees or our frequencies. The xi is the midpoint. Okay, so we need to calculate the midpoint. We need to calculate the midpoint of each one of our groups. We need to calculate the midpoint of each one of our groups. So how we can calculate it, as I was asking you now in the example. Let me remove. We put equal. The midpoint is the higher plus the lower divided on 2. So here the higher is 4 plus 1. Sure, we will need to put inside brackets. Divided on 2. This is the midpoint for the first category. Second category, the midpoint 5 plus 8 divided on 2. But we didn't put equal in the beginning, so don't forget. Third, equal. What is the midpoint? 9 plus 12 divided on 2. Then equal 13 plus 16 divided on 2. Equal 17 plus 20 divided on 2. Then equal 21 plus 24 divided on 2. Then also we have equal 25 plus 28 divided on 2. So like this, we put the midpoint of each one of our categories. Second things we need to calculate, which is the sum. Then we need first we need to calculate the midpoint. Second, we need to calculate which is the F1 multiplied by X1. F1, it is the frequency of each category multiplied by the midpoint. How we can do? We just put equal the frequency multiplied by the midpoint, and we take this data down. Then we can find the F1, Fi, Xi. Third things we need to calculate, which is the sum of Fi multiplied by Xi, which is the sum of this column. How we can calculate the sum? We can put the formula. We go to auto sum. We select the set which we want to do the sum. We just click enter. So the third point we need to calculate is the sum of Fi multiplied by Xi. Again, first step we calculate the midpoint. Second step we calculate the Fi multiplied by Xi. What does Fi and Xi? Fi is our frequencies for each category. Xi is the midpoint of each category. So we need to calculate the Fi, Xi for each category. Then we need to calculate the sum. Then if you notice what is the mean, if we need to connect, first number is this. Then sum of F, which is in our example this one. The sum of frequencies of each category. So the mean is equal to sum of FIXI divided on the sum of frequencies, which is 12.04. 12.04. This is the mean for this grouped data. So what does 12.04 mean? If you want to explain it, it means that on average, the employees in Jimmy Company have 12.4 years of working experience each. So this mean we have calculated, which is in our example here. The mean which we have calculated, which is here in our example, 12.4. It means on average, the employees of this company, they have 12.4 years of experience. I will show you again how we calculate the FIXI. Okay, Bigzat was asking about calculating the FIXI, which is okay, Bigzat was asking about calculating this number, which is FIXI, okay? How we calculate it, if you see, those are the FIXI of each one of our categories, which is this number multiplied by this number equals this number, okay? So what is this number? Is FI, which is the frequencies. Let me write it in another color. Here are the frequencies. Here the XI is the midpoint of each category. So FIXI is the frequency of each category multiplied by the midpoint of each category. Then we will get the FIXI of each category. What we are looking for, the sum of FIXI, which is the sum of all those numbers, which is showing in step number 3. Okay? Is it clear, Begzat? Begzat, is it clear? Yes, clear. Very good. Let's move one step more, which is the median. Calculate the median. Midpoint. Okay, the midpoint word, it's not the correct word. That's what I can tell you, okay? Because like Nandini, you mentioned is a midpoint. Please don't mix between the things. The midpoint of the category is the top value or the highest value plus the lowest value of the category divided on 2. This is the midpoint. But the median is totally different story. If you remember the median we have calculated yesterday, which is when we do ascending or descending order for our data, and we find what is the number, which is 50% of our data higher and 50% of our data lower. So you cannot say that the median is the midpoint. It's totally different. So please try to not mix between the information, okay? So let's go to calculate the median. If you remember yesterday when we are calculating the median of our data, which is ungrouped data, we just do descending or ascending order. Then we see what is the point in the middle. If we have odd values, so it will be the middle point. If we have the even value, it will be the average of two numbers which are in the middle. So if we have group data, what we should do? Let's go back to our Excel and show you. To calculate the median value for group data, we have to use this equation, okay? This is the equation for calculating the median of grouped data. So here you'll tell me what? It's so complicated. Let's explain what are the points of this equation. First, we have L, which is the lower limit of the median class. Second, we have n divided on 2. If you know the n is a sample size. we have the sum of Fn minus 1. Sum of Fn minus 1 is a cumulative frequency before the median class. Cumulative frequency before the median class. The Fm is the frequency of the median class. And the C here is the number 4, and here is the number 5. C is the median class size. It means we have to find what is the median class. Again, to calculate the median for group data, we need to find those 5 numbers, which we have here. But first, we need to find what is the median class, because all of those information are related to the median class. Let's go back to our similar example. This is our example. Still, we are talking about number of years of experience for the same company staff. We need to find the median class. To find the median class, you need to divide the total number of observation on 2. So this one is n divided on 2. Hello, can you please mute your mic? Okay, so to find the median class, you have to divide the total number of, you have the total frequencies onto the 2. So here we have 120 divided on 2, so 60. So the median class is a class which is including or which is containing this value. So if we go back here, what is that 60? We can find it based on our cumulative frequencies. It's here. So let's calculate. What does it mean here, miss? We don't have this information. Let me show you. First of all, we have to calculate our cumulative frequencies to find our median class. Cumulative frequencies, you know how we can calculate this equal to this. Second cumulative frequency is this number, the previous one plus the cumulative, the frequency of this, and go so on. So let me calculate it, the cumulative frequency for you, just in case you forget how you can calculate. So the first cumulative frequency for the first category, it's same. Second category is the previous cumulative frequency plus the frequency of this category. Then you continue. Okay? Then you continue. So first step to calculate the median of the group data is to calculate the cumulative frequency of this data. Second, you need to find the position of data. What is the position of data? For the first one, the cumulative frequency is 16. It means this one it has the data from 1 to 16. I'm not talking about years of experience. I'm talking about number of data. So in the first category, we have the data from 1 to 16 because based on the cumulative frequency here, we have 16. In the second group, we have 36. It means it includes the data number 17, which is after the first category, till 36. Okay? Then from 37 to 64 and go on. So first step, we need to calculate the cumulative frequency. Second, position of data. So how we calculate the position of data? For the first category is from number 1 till the cumulative frequency. For second category, we start one number extra, one number more than previous one till the cumulative frequency. For third one, one number extra, you see 36, the previous one here to 37, till the cumulative frequency, and so on. Then we need to find where is our median. Our median as we calculated, which is our frequencies divided on 2, which is 60. Where is the 60? You will notice 60 is located here. So this is the category which is including our median. Then we need to apply our equation. So the equation is, first we need to put the LM. We said, what is LM? Is the lower limit of the median class. Lower limit of the median class. This is our median class. The lower limit is 9. So our LM is 9. This is the first number. Then plus. If we go again to our equation, we need to put n divided on 2. N is the sample size. Then we need to put the sum of fm minus 1, which is a cumulative frequency before the median class. So n is the our sample size. I think here I calculate something wrong. Yes. So n is our sample size divided on 2, so which will be 60. This is the second number we need to calculate. Then minus the fm minus 1, which is the cumulative frequency of the category before the median category, which is the 36. So this is information number 3. We need to divide it in the frequency. We need to divide it of fm. Fm is the frequency. Just be careful. The previous one is a cumulative frequency. This one is a frequency of the median class, which is this one, our frequency of the median class, which is this one. Then we need to multiply it by C. What is C? Median class size. What is the size of this class? Is 9 to 12, which is 4. So this is information number 4. So like this, we reach to this number. Okay? Let me little bit make it more clear for you. Let me clear all of these things and do the calculation one more, because I know applying this equation is not something easy. So let's calculate step by step. If you keep the equation in your mind, this is the equation. We need to keep it in our mind. First, we need to calculate the LM. What is the lower limit of the median class? You remember we find what is our median class, which is the class containing the 60, which is the sample size divided on 2, our median. So the class containing our median, this is the median class. So first we need to find the LM. The LM is the lower limit of the median class. This is our LM. Let me just, okay. So the lower limit of our median class, the LM, okay, which is 9. Then second information, we need to find it. Let me put numbers. It will be easier to follow the equation. So this is the number 1. Based on our equation. The second number we want to find the equation is n divided on 2. N is a sample size divided on 2. And also this one we calculated here. N divided on 2. This is second information. The third number we are looking for, which is a sum of fm minus 1, which is a cumulative frequency before the median class. This is our median class. We need to get the cumulative frequency for the class before our median class. And this is the number 3 we are looking for. Data number 3. Then we need to find the FM. FM is a frequency of median class. This is our median class, and this is the frequency of our median class. Then the last information we are looking for is C. C is a median class size. The class size here, which is 9 minus 12, which is 4. Sorry, 12 minus 9. It actually is 3, but the number of data here is 4, which is 9, 10, 11, and 12, which is the size. So the number 5 is size, which is 9, 10, 11, and 12, which means 4. Okay? Equal to 4. So we put it in the equation. If you remember, our equation is LM plus n divided on 2 minus the sum of FM minus 1 divided on FM multiply by C. So we reached to this number 12.4. It means the median of this data, the middle point of this data is 12.4. Okay, so let's calculate the mode for the group data. If we go a little bit down, we are still working in the same example. Here we have another equation. I know some equations are complicated, but you have to learn it. So no choice. Please memorize those equations, okay? Third equation is related to the mode of group data. The value that occurred many times. Yes, perfect. This is the mode. So let's find the mode in the group data. To calculate the mode of the group data, you have to use this equation. Sorry, my drawing is bad. Okay. To find the mode of this of the group data, you need to do this equation. What are the information of this equation? L, which is the lower boundary of the class containing mode. So again, we need to find what is the class containing mode. In the median, we need first to find the class containing the median, then we do the calculation. For the mode, also, we need to find the class which is containing the mode, then we do the calculation. So L is the lower boundary of the class containing the mode. F0 is a frequency of the class containing the mode. F1 is a frequency of the class before the class containing the mode. F2 is a frequency of the class which is after the class containing the mode, and C is the size of the class containing mode. So we need to calculate those 5 information. First, we need to find what is the class containing the mode. If you remember, the mode is that number which is occurring many times. So the class containing the mode is a class with highest frequency. So if you see, this is our classes, you can find that this is a class which is coming with highest frequency. So this is a class which containing the mode, which is a class with highest frequency. So let's calculate the information. First, we calculate L. If you remember what we said here, L is the lower boundary of the class containing mode. This is a class containing mode. The lower boundary is 9. If you see, this is the L. So the lower boundary of the class containing the mode. This is the number 1. We need to calculate the F0. F0, if you remember, is a frequency of the class containing mode. The frequency of the class containing mode is 28. This one is the F0. Then we need to calculate the F1. F1 is the frequency of the class before the class containing mode, which is the 20. So this one, F1. Then we need to calculate the F2. F2 is a frequency of the class which is after the class containing mode, which is this one, 24, because this is one is the class containing mode. Okay, so this is the number 4. Then we need to calculate C. C is the size of the class containing mode. If you remember the size of this class, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So the size is 4. This class is containing 4 elements. So this is the information number 5. Okay, so we need to find those 5 information to be able to calculate the mode. So we apply those 5 information in this equation, which is L, which is the lower boundary of the class containing mode, plus we put F0 minus F1. F0 is a frequency of the class containing mode. F1 is a frequency of the class before the class containing mode. Divide on F0 minus F1 plus F0 minus F2. F2 is a frequency of the class after the class containing the mode. Multiply by C. C is the size of the class containing the mode. Then we can find the result is 11.6. This is the mode. So from this calculation, we can find the number which is repeated many times, or the highest frequency as a number is 11.6. 11.6 years of experience. This is the mode of this data.